We definitely in that. We definitely in that. So we're literally just having a conversation about our coming up on our 10 years of marriage, and
we're not doing the intro. We're gonna do another intro another time. So we leave off on
we leave off
on 4/23/11.
4/23/11.
What do you remember about 4/23/11?
What was 4/23/11?
Oh,
that was our wedding day?
Really? Wow.
What do I remember about that day? I remember it took you forever to actually come and walk down these people's aisle. Had me sitting there waiting for at least about a good 2 hours.
It was not no 2 hours.
Yes, it was.
It was not no 2 hours.
Well, how long was it? The wedding started at what time?
Maybe an hour. Okay.
The wedding started at what time?
What, 10:30?
When you get married to when?
Okay, you gotta factor in. I had to travel. First of all, I was already running behind because why was I? Oh, my hair. I kept redoing it. It was not turning out right, and then my makeup was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. I think it was my mom and my sisters. They was having issues with their makeup, so I had to like help them and fix whatever they needed fixed. So it was like we got pushed back. Then we still had to take pictures of me prior to coming, like walking down. Matter of fact, where's that CD? We gotta get that CD.
Yeah, we do gotta find that CD. But let's get into it. So 4/23/11, we get married, we go home, and then next thing you know, we go on a cruise that will follow a Monday. So we're on a whole cruise for that week, and it was amazing. Went to Nassau.
It was amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. Window view. I mean, the whole night.
God really worked that thing out in our favor.
Especially at the last minute, too.
It was last minute,
it was like literally last minute. Because
we have nothing planned. We had nothing planned.
And it was like, okay, this is going to work. And we come back, then we go to your auntie house for another couple of days.
We did. It was like Easter. No, Easter was the next day after our wedding.
Yeah, this was the next day after our wedding.
So we spent time with
family. No, we didn't. We went. We spent time with family. You mean that day?
The next day was Easter. Remember, after our wedding. So we spent time with family. Then we left for our cruise.
On that Monday.
Then when we came back, we spent time at auntie house.
At auntie house for like a good week. And then next thing you know, we home. We're back to life. And all of a sudden, at one moment, I probably say like maybe a month and a half later, we go to Aquatica.
Wasn't that like 4th of July weekend or something, or Memorial Day? It had to be like a holiday or something.
I think it was. It was during the summer.
It was definitely during the summer.
Because we got married April, so May, June, July. So we'll probably say it was probably June or July. Okay. We go, and next thing you know, my wife is like, she didn't want to get in the water. She didn't want to do nothing. She was just like, wasn't feeling it. And then all of a sudden, her auntie busts out talking about, you pregnant. Whoa.
I just remember eating a mango and it was so good.
You remember eating a mango and it was so good? Yeah. From there?
At Aquarium. That's all I remember.
That's all you remember?
That's it.
And I literally walked away when your auntie said it too.
I was like,
no, she's pregnant. And I said, well, if she is, it's her
fault.
And
then I thought about it. Really?
If she's pregnant, it's her fault.
It's not my fault.
I told her that she need to do something because I'm going to shoot that club up.
Okay, so first of all,
I'm talking about I'm going all the way in. Okay. All gas, no brakes.
So God worked that thing out because I don't remember if I had an appointment set or not. I don't remember. It was just so much leading up to the wedding day. It was like this long list of things I had to get done. Mm-hmm. And half of the things still didn't get done.
Hold on, but let's talk about this though. How there was a point in your life where you had a scare moment.
What you mean?
When you had a scare moment. Where you thought you had a certain disease in your body.
Ooh, yeah.
to where there could have been a possibility where you could probably not have kids.
So when I was in college, I had a season, and I used to be embarrassed about it, but you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm not embarrassed anymore
you don't need to be embarrassed.
We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony.
So, somebody out there on you.
I wasn't in the right frame of mind.
No,
right?
she wasn't. She wasn't.
And long story short, I was seeing a few guys at the same time, right? And ended up contracting herpes, right?
At least that's what they told you.
No, I noticed what it was because I had these. I don't want to get graphic, but I had what it was, right? Mm-hmm. But let me tell you how God worked this thing out. Like I went to the doctor and everything, and they said, I had to take this medication for it, and it cleared it up like temporarily, but it would come back like frequently, like every month. I'm talking about if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you can just look it up. It was like these. I don't want to get graphic.
No, go ahead.
So
tell
anyway,
your testimony, baby.
They would just keep popping up, right? And so the doctor was like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to have kids." Oh man. But at the time, I was in the frame of mind, like I was so young. I was like, I'm not even thinking about kids right now. Wonderful. And then the kid walks in.
That's the testimony right there.
There go the testimony. But look at God, right? So I meet the man of God over here, and
I had accepted you for what you was.
Told him my secret.
Yeah, it took you a little bit to tell me though. It took her a little minute to tell me this little secret of hers.
So anyway, look, because we don't want to get off track, right?
Oh no.
Long story short, God cleared it up. I'm gonna just say that God cleared it up, right?
Right before we got married, like we
literally
both when it got tested. We both.
Oh, we did.
We both when it got tested. We both made sure that we didn't
everything
have
was free and clear.
Everything was free and clear, and all of a sudden, boom.
The only thing I just didn't get a chance to do was get on birth control, and so like I said, I just had so many things that I needed to do leading up to the wedding. A long list of things, and I still didn't get to do half the things, and that was one of the things I didn't get to do. And really, in the back of my mind, I was just like, it's really not that important to do right now because I'm getting married anyway. So I didn't think.
We didn't think. Well,
it was going to happen right away.
I knew it was a possibility it was going to happen because I had already made in my mind that I'm releasing the glory of the Lord.
Hello.
And so when I knew I was going to release the glory of the Lord, I said, listen, this is just what it's going to be. So,
that's what it's going to be.
And boom, lo and behold, we had Aquatica. We found out. Then, it's not even we found out. It's when we went to that doctor and we like literally was like sitting at the office, and then we find out. I literally just started crying. We had Aquatica. Then found out that way. Then all of a sudden we go to the doctor's office. We sit in the doctor's office, and then next thing you know,
we didn't go to a doctor's office. We went to a free clinic.
Free clinic.
To get a free pregnancy test.
It was off of.
That don't matter. We went to a free clinic to get. Because I think what made us go and check. I think it was because I missed my cycle or something.
Yeah, you missed your cycle.
But I wasn't feeling no symptoms at all.
This is now it's coming together. Now it's coming together.
What's coming together?
So this what happened. Y'all ready? We go, I'm talking about, we could say you don't miss 2 cycles so far. Because you didn't have no symptoms, right? Mm-hmm. At all. I mean, none whatsoever.
None.
You was eating fine. I'm talking about, we was still punching, all that kind of stuff like that.
Sorry.
And then boom. All of a sudden, you go and you get tested to find out that you are pregnant, and then boom, that same day,
here comes
all
the
of a
symptoms.
sudden, your emotions just go all out of whack. And I'm sitting here like, hold up, Shawty. You was fine. You was eating. Matter of fact, we had ate good before we went.
That is where
I'm saying like,
and see, I feel like that's where the misunderstanding started with you, because you just swore I was over exaggerating. I'm like,
because you was doing fine.
Exactly.
It happened that same day.
I agree that I was doing fine. And then all of a sudden, I started experiencing changes all of a sudden. I'm like, hold on. Like,
yeah. Like, immediately, as soon as we got in the car.
But you know what's so powerful about that? It's like our minds can literally shape.
It sure shaped yours.
No, seriously, like outside of pregnancy or whatever, like you can have a thought about anything and it can literally shape your entire day.
Yep.
Depending on how you think. So the minute I knew I was pregnant and the minute my thought process was, okay, I'm pregnant. Then all of a sudden everything
these emotions started running rapid.
They just came. Like, and then here comes all the symptoms.
I'm talking about like no, boo, you was just fine. Like how all of a sudden you just like.
And I think we had a whole argument about it.
Had a whole argument.
And I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. It's coming.
I was like, I can't control what's happening to me.
How you can't control it? How the heck you can't control it when you was doing fine over to the point that you found out? What if
that's
you never?
What I was trying to figure out.
What if you never found out that you were pregnant?
And you kept saying that, but there was nothing I could do to stop those symptoms.
Was it?
So anyway,
I'm just saying. Looking back at it,
literally, we are just a few months into marriage. We found out we're pregnant. We ain't made no plan.
Plans.
We ain't made no plans for nothing.
I think we was in talks of making plans. We were in the talks of, because we was in the process of saving money in the beginning, because you was like, we even took your the money that we got from our wedding. We started putting it to the side. We was going through the process of getting life insurance.
We never solidified plans though.
We was making like little steps, and then boom, we find out you pregnant, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, how are we going to navigate through this? And that navigation, I would have to say, we literally was like, it was new, because I think we was in an argument either every other day or every day, because it was like, I would rub your feet, I would massage you, I would cuddle with you, I'm doing all this stuff, and it was like, what else do you want? Because I don't know what to do in this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm cleaning your throw up. You know what I'm saying? I'm cleaning. I'm doing a lot. I'm cooking you 2-3 meals, pretty much every other day. Sometimes you didn't even eat the meals.
Hey, I know. Listen, trust me. I know it was a challenge for you. And I appreciate every single moment. Because I can just imagine.
Wiped her butt.
I can just imagine what.
I wiped your butt.
From your perspective, what life was like. But I always felt like you never understood what I was going through for real.
I don't think you understood what I was going through for real. I wiped your butt. I cleaned up your throw up off the floor multiple times. And
you had to bathe me.
Bathe you.
It was a lot. I was just like, why, Lord? Why did we have to go through this right now? Like, can we at least enjoy?
I think we would, like, even with us just dating, we was like getting to know each other. Like, there was still some past issues that we both had that we were still like trying to come over and get to the point where it's like, okay, we can do this, and then boom, we get married, and it's like, did we make the right decision in getting married? Because we literally just got hit with a pregnancy off the rip.
I'll tell you one thing.
We made it.
But that, I mean, it was obviously orchestrated by God to challenge us.
Most definitely.
We say, let's think about the year prior, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year that we were engaged. It wasn't even a whole year, really. It was like, 6 months?
Mm-hmm. It was a whole year. We dated for a year.
We dated for a year, but when we got engaged, it was my birthday.
On your birthday, and then we got married.
It wasn't even a whole year, yeah. So during that time,
December, January, February, March, April, yeah.
During that time, we trying to commit ourselves to
no sex,
holding ourselves until marriage.
We was holding ourselves even before that.
Right. So I'm like, I felt like that was the challenge, the test. Like, okay, y'all want to be married?
Hold up.
Okay.
And
I'm
that
gonna show you.
that was during the time I said, hey, listen, you better go do something, because when that day comes, I'm releasing the glory.
Yeah, you kept making that clear.
I kept making that real clear.
But to be honest with you, I didn't feel any fear or worry about it. I was just like, well, we married at this point, so
yeah,
it really don't matter, because if it's God's will for us to. But neither one of us thought it through all the way. Like, okay, if we have a baby in our first year, what is that gonna look like? We never like really looked at that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Considered it from another standpoint.
A long term standpoint. I think in the moment we was in a more of a short term, like a step by step. Like I said, we was in the beginning stages of marriage, so we didn't even get a chance to write down from a marriage standpoint, a 2-year term, 5-year term, 10-year term. We didn't get that opportunity. Now we was in the works of doing it, but it's like boom, pregnancy, and then boom, now we looking for a whole new place to stay during that pregnancy.
That's right, because we were staying in
Holly Garden Apartments. You know what I'm saying? So now we're looking for a whole place to stay. We found a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Now it's, going through that whole situation. Now it's, shoot, I mean, it was like one thing after another. Then let's talk about the pregnancy. Let's talk about when Holly was actually born. She was a week late. That little baby ain't want to come out. Well, that big baby at the time, she was big. She didn't want to come out. Not only did she not want to come out, when she did come, when she finally was during the whole birthing situation, the whatever doctor we had, she was as rude as heck.
Okay, so I'm like, my mind right now is just like reflecting over that whole year, right? Just from the moment you said, okay, we had to find a place to stay. We weren't even thinking about none of that.
Mm-mm.
Like, we thought for sure we was going to be at Holly Garden for another year.
Right, saving money.
But I'm looking at it like, God literally worked everything. He literally worked everything out in our favor. From the wedding? From the wedding. Like, we didn't have to really pay nothing for our wedding.
Nothing at
honeymoon,
all.
What? Did we have to pay for that?
Yeah, we paid for honeymoon, but it was like,
it was a gift.
Put it like this.
From money that we got.
No, it wasn't. But put it like this, though. What we paid on that, we would have paid double or triple trying to do that. Actually going to have to get a hotel room.
And it was last minute, too.
And it was last minute. We literally got on the boat for literally $600, even less than that.
Yeah. And then...
And all you can eat
when
buffet.
Okay, let's not get lost in the sauce. Then when we went to go move...
Mm-hmm.
we literally said, okay, if we move out of here, because we staying in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time.
Yep.
In not the best area.
Nope.
We said, if we move out of here, it has to be a nice place. We said we want a garage. Like, everything we said we wanted.
Yep.
Townhome, garage, all that. 2-door. We said 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We got it.
Yep.
As soon as we started looking, it just came up.
Yep.
And then we got approved.
Yep.
I think, did we even look at any other places?
Nope.
That was the first place we looked at. But literally how God worked everything out in our favor.
And then where he moved us to wasn't a bad area. It was just not. It was a stepping stone to where we wanted to go eventually. Like, it was quiet. We did, God really orchestrated it to where, like, it was like a place we live. And then when Holly was born, it was like, okay, boom.
Hold on, back up. We get to the hospital. First of all, like you said,
the nurse was rude.
She was a week late. That whole experience
was
my gosh.
horrible. Was
but
absolutely
it
horrible.
ended up, now looking back on it, it ended up being exactly how it should have been.
I mean, it had no choice. It had to happen.
Right. What I'm saying is, if we had everything go the way we planned it to a T, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really, how would it have turned out?
I don't
from
know.
From the pregnant, like, imagine, like, nothing is perfect, but it's always perfection in what is taking place.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like everything goes back to all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. What story would we have to tell?
I'll tell you what, the story we telling right now is pretty dope. Because somebody's going through this right now.
Thanks.
So how can we when somebody watches this, how can we encourage them to not get discouraged in this moment?
So when things seem like they're just, and it's always going to be moments where things just seem like they're going so bad. Like, you're going to be like, why God? Why God? Even, I'll just think back to my pregnancy. Although we were married and excited to be pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
the whole experience was not the best. To be honest with you, like, there were moments where I was like questioning God, like, why would you allow us to get pregnant and make us suffer like this? Well, really me. Mm-mm. Well, I ain't gonna say that because you were suffering too. Listen, it was, when I tell you, this challenged our marriage so bad.
Hey.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
I had to literally reach out to my first lady, but she was pregnant at the time too.
Yeah, she was pregnant at the time.
She was going through. My pastor's mom. I think those are the only two people I reached out to, and I thank God for them because they definitely gave me everything, every word of encouragement that I needed in that moment. It helped me out so much. And then,
no, we ain't done with the video.
Go get your clothes done, man. You keep trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. This is what y'all got to do.
So, like I said, I reached out to trustworthy counsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would give me the encouragement and the words that I needed. Who wouldn't make me feel more discouraged in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that helped me out. Definitely praying, seeking God. I believe that's why He had me where He had me in that moment. Because when I tell y'all, I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. I literally laid on the... It's like God had me pinned down, like, you can't do nothing but talk to me. That's it. I literally laid on the couch for what, 2 months? Couldn't eat nothing, couldn't go nowhere.
Let me put it. My wife said she don't think that I knew what she was going through, right? But I'm gonna say this for the man perspective. Mm-hmm. It ain't even about you in that moment when your spouse, your wife is pregnant, and your wife should have that moment where it's not even about herself. Like, it's not even about y'all at that moment. Yeah. It's literally about the well-being of the baby to come. And while, yes, I got frustrated, I understood it wasn't even about me.
Wow.
It was about Holly. And I knew, like, I do whatever to make sure that you were taken care of. Like, it was times where I told my job I ain't coming in because my wife is going through right now. I ain't care if I lost my job in a moment. I'm like, I would rather make sure that I'm home and be here to make sure she is well taken care of. If God can get me this job, then He can get me another job. So I ain't really tripping right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've always been someone who was never scared to go and get a job. Now I don't have that worry because I work for myself. So, but at that time it was nothing. So it's like when I look back, I'm thinking like, man, I wiped my wife's butt. I ain't never did that with no girl.
Hey,
I picked
I
up.
just want to say I appreciate it. Like, you ain't never give up. Ever. I don't care how bad it got. You ain't never give
up. Do y'all know how stink, throw up smell? Like, vomit? I cleaned that thing up.
But that was preparing you for your baby. Cause
no,
when she came,
that's nothing.
When
baby,
she came and
baby
she
and adult
pooping.
is two different things. Baby and adult, don't even try to put that in the same category as saying, oh, that's preparing you for. No, that for me
just say
was setting me up. No, because I taken care of babies before. Kaden, Kimara.
What was it setting you up for?
For me, I think it was just setting me up for the long term of marriage. If I could commit to that, if something, let's just say, God forbid, something bad was to happen to you, I'm prepared to take care of you.
Wow.
If I could take care of you through just that little small period of time, I could take care of you for the rest of your life and not expect for my needs to be met at that moment.
Wow, and that was definitely, now looking, like, from the spiritual realm, you could tell God was setting us up for marriage. Outside, like you said, it wasn't about what we were going through or what the frustrations we were experiencing in that moment. It was not about either one of us.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about Matthew 16:24, which is my brand's, quote is Jesus told his disciples, if any man wish to follow me, they must first deny themselves, take up their cross and walk. You got to die to yourself daily. And in that first, when we found out you was pregnant, it was like, oh, it's definitely about me. So, and that's frustrating. I think my frustration was, babe, you don't understand it. I'm here with you. And then I think your frustration is, babe, you don't understand what I'm going through. And it's like, if we just had died to ourselves, in those moments, we would have had a clear understanding of what each other's going through.
Facts.
For those who will be watching this and who's going through the beginning stages of marriage, and you find out that you are pregnant, it's not about you. Like, this is where you really have to die to yourself, because while having a baby is a blessing from the Lord, like, it is a true blessing to have a baby. And the Bible says that God says that the children are a blessing. We have to make sure that during that beginning stages of that, it ain't about you. So if your wife needs you, be there. If your husband needs you and shows you that he's there, understand that. If there needs to be a denying of self wholeheartedly, so that we're able to go through those transitions fluently together. But it also takes where you have to be able to, one, while you in the beginning stages of your, like, going through your premarital process, to have a plan in place.
Yeah, I agree with
that. And that has nothing to do with money, financial status. That has everything to do with the mentality of what to expect. And we can tell you based off our experiences that we wasn't expecting that. And some of you who, you may not have children yet, you may be going through the process of getting married, you need to make sure that you are mentally prepared for the what if you get pregnant right away.
How will both of you be able to handle the situations that arise? Because I look at it like, okay, if we weren't saved, how would that have really turned out? Like, we probably would have, like, called it quits. Just think about it.
I wouldn't say call it quits, but I would definitely say there
We
probably
was hanging
would.
on by a thread.
No, I wouldn't say that. We was in the beginning stages. I wouldn't say that we was hanging on by a thread, but
You
I
don't
will
remember
say.
that one time?
What one time?
You got so mad at me and you had walked out.
But I would never leave you, though. My thought process was to never leave you. My thought process at that time was like, she is not appreciating what I'm doing. Like, I felt like everything that I was doing, from cleaning your throw up, every time you threw up, every time you couldn't go to the bathroom and pee and poop on your own, I helping you wiping from both areas, from feeding you, from all that stuff. I'm like, just give me a thank you.
You must be talking about after I had Holly.
No, I'm talking about
because I was peeing and pooping before.
In the beginning stages.
No, you talking about after. You talking about after the C-section.
No, woman of God.
Because I needed help after that C-section.
Yeah, and I did all that too.
But not during the pregnancy.
Yeah, in the beginning stage, your butt was barely walking to the bathroom.
No. I kept throwing up, that's for sure.
No, and you had a hard time going to the bathroom because your body was weak. I remember.
You talking about after?
No, I'm not talking. Babe, I'm not. I'm talking about the beginning stage. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's that daddy brain.
No, okay, that's that. That's it. I think I know it all. Got a good memory brain.
Okay, but anyway, so.
So yeah, I would say, deny, like, everything about your marriage is going to have to be about denying you personally anyway.
Period. In every season.
In every season.
And we're gonna unveil, because literally every year leading up to this moment, even this year,
oh my God,
has taught us a different, every situation has taught us a different lesson.
And I guarantee you, you're going to go through the same thing. So be prepared.
So, part two is the year of the new baby.
The baby. Can I get a kiss? You're so sexual right now. All right. So we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Hey, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Make sure you stay connected to us on all of our social platforms at Marriage Mondaze on Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube.
Head over to unchainedexpressions.com to get up on your latest merch. And how about this? I want you to use the code UX2021 and get 15% off.
And for my ladies who like to look extra gorgeous and don't want to break the bank, head over to dareglambeauty.com to shop some amazing beauty products to add to your collection today.
Now subscribe at Marriage Mondaze for the up-and-coming conversations.
Yes, don't miss another episode. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I take care of a husband and a baby?
I'm thinking, how do I take care of my wife and a baby?
Like,
you ain't by yourself.
The baby taking all my attention. Like, she can't do anything for herself. So, of course, it was just natural for me to just take care of all her needs. And I totally neglected his.